The 19th century capital of the Polish textile industry. Today,
lyrics that challenge us to consider the values, lessons, and stories that form the precious legacy we leave for future generations. And as we endeavor to understand the passions of the younger generation, how can we help the younger generation feel the passions of our heart? For in truth, when we reach this understanding, we will never be apart.
I look to God to help me tell them so.
A special thank you to the family of Eddie Lefkowitz, Zecher Tzadik Livracha, for the opportunity to having met, interviewed, and filmed a man whose life reflected the reason why we Jews are called prisoners of hope. Surviving one hope-crushing moment after another, Ed never lost hope.
There was always a maybe. You know, the Jews, when they were killed at the ravines in the last minute, they always, in the last second, they thought maybe there would be a change of heart and they wouldn't kill us. We always live with that maybe. Our life as Holocaust survivors is we still believe, no matter how many times we're getting together at meetings in Washington, Israel, or Miami, we're going around looking at the people and looking for a miracle. Maybe somebody left, they didn't want to do it, or somehow.
In the midst of hell itself, he never lost his sense of humor.
This is my wife, Helen. 1995, will be 53 years married with the same woman. And she is also a survivor. We got married in Siberia in 1942, September the 25th.
My brother married us.
Your brother married you?
My brother-in-law was the rabbi, and I'll never forgive him for it.
He's dead. Forgive him.
His laughter and voice are our sacred possession.
prayer, hear our prayer, and bless us as well. Bless us with the power of your healing. Bless us with the power of your hope. May the pain and loneliness we're feeling be diminished by the power of your love. Mi sheberach avoteinu, Avraham, Yitzhak, veYaakov. Mi sheberach imoteinu, Sarah, Rivka, Leah, veRachel. May the one who bless our mothers help us to reach out to those in pain. May the warmth of friendship ease our sorrow. Give us courage, give us faith, show us the way. Mi sheberach avoteinu, Avraham, Yitzhak, veYaakov. Mi sheberach imoteinu, Sarah, Rivka, Leah, veRachel. May the one who blessed our mothers, may the one who blessed our fathers, hear our prayer, hear our prayer, hear our prayer, hear our prayer, and bless us as well. Mi sheberach imoteinu, Sarah, Rivka, Leah, veRachel. May the one who blessed our mothers, may the one who blessed our fathers, hear our prayer, hear our prayer, hear our prayer, hear our prayer, and bless us as well. Bless us with the power of your healing. Bless us with the power of your hope. May the pain and loneliness we're feeling be diminished by the power of your love.
I was from Lodz. I was born in Lodz. The picture shows my grandparents, Hannah and Moshe Aaron Volboski. This is my mother's maiden name. Hannah Volboski died in the ghetto about 2 weeks after my father. And the picture was taken in the early 30s when Moshe Aaron was still alive. He lived in Skierniewicz. This is in between Lodz and Warsaw. It's a small town, Skierniewicz. He used to live there. He had was a tailor and then a small little town.
Thank you.
These are my parents, Gadol and Shendel Lefkowitz. And the first one is Avraham, my brother. I'm the second one, Yitzhak. And the third one is Jack, which Jack died about 2 weeks ago in March the 8th. Then Rose, my daughter Rose, my sister Rose, which died on the bombed ship, and Eli, he was guest with Mom. There were two more kids. This picture was taken in the early 30s, so the smallest kids are not on the picture.
Thank you.
This is a picture of my father's parents, Yitzhak and Mariam Lefkowitz, taken in the 20s in Skierniewicz also. It's a small town between Lodz and Warsaw.
Thank you.
This is a picture of my father before he got married. It's in the 20s,
And
I believe, or earlier. He was playing instruments, not as a musician. He played the violin and the flute in the piccolo. And it was taken also in Skierniewicz, where the family comes from. This is a picture of to the right of my parents in the 30s, and on the left side is my mother, Schendel, and my father sitting, Gödel. On the right side is my older brother, Abe, and I'm on the left side. This was taken in 1922 or 23. I was about 2 or 3 years old. This is my father. In World War I, the Germans had taken over and put him in a camp. You could see the long garments, and also the German commandant in World War I with his wife and another officer. This were taken in Skierniewicz, in a town between which it's a city between Lodz and Warsaw. This was in World War I. They were taking all the Jews into a camp. It was a working camp, but unlike the camps what they did in World War II.
We went in with our friends, my older brother, our friends, in a cafe at night, and there was the Jolly Boys came in from America. And before I said anything, they lifted me up and brought me over there and put me, and I'm telling you, I thought I'm gonna get a heart attack. I never sang in public like that. And I started singing, la li la da dee da 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 dee da da da, but with full voice. They were all over me. They made pictures. They got blamed, and then the war comes. I'm the same little boy. That's all there is to it.
Wie viele Jahren seinen verflogen, sind ihr bin miller Otado. Die Räder drehen sich, die Jorne gehen sich. Mir bin schön alt und greis und grau. Die Räder drehen sich, die Jorne gehen sich. Ich bin schön alt und greis und grau. Es steht voran, ich will mir der Mann. Ich hab gehört, ein Stück Glück. Die Räder drehen sich, die Jorne gehen sich. Kein Entfer ist nicht tot zurück. Die Räder drehen sich, die Jorne gehen sich. Kein Entfer ist nicht tot zurück.
I learned German, Polish, Hebrew, Yiddish, and German, of course. I spoke perfect five languages. And then they sent us to a camp. I was 6 weeks in jail, beating every night. That so-called friends, the Russians. And then they sent us away about 4 weeks to 6 weeks to get to Siberia. And by the way, all snow.
Wer wird mich scheunen? Ich bin schon alt und bin schon mit. Die Räder drehen sich, die Jahre gehen sich, und euch mit See geht aus der Ried. Die Räder drehen sich, die Jahre gehen sich, und euch mit See geht aus der Ried. Soll schön kommen die Geule, soll schön kommen die Geule, soll schön kommen die Geule, Mashiach kommt schon bald. Oi, soll schön kommen die Geule, soll schön kommen die Geule, soll schön kommen die Geule, Mashiach kommt schon bald. Und gesollt auf den Herzen macht man alle heim, und als der Umit lässt nicht ruhen, singe mir a Lied. Es ist nicht doch kein Bronfen, muss man trinken Maim. Maim Chaim ist doch Chaim, was darf noch der Ried? Soll schön kommen die Geule, soll schön kommen die Geule, soll schön kommen die Geule, Mashiach kommt schon bald. Oi, soll schön kommen die Geule, soll schön kommen die Geule, soll schön kommen die Geule, Mashiach kommt schon bald. Tanzen Bämer in die Wälder, Stern auf den Himmel, Rebis rollig der Mechuten dreht sich in der Miet. Es wird sich aufhappen Mashiach von sein tiefen Drimmel, und der Herrn unser viele dicke Lied. Soll schön kommen die Geule, soll schön kommen die Geule, soll schön kommen die Geule, Mashiach kommt schon bald. Soll schön kommen die Geule, soll schön.
I made it. I made it because I had some food, and the women who worked in the restaurant over there, they liked me. I was married 61 years. How did I met my wife? I was there. All young people. They came. They said, "Okay, you and her, you're gonna get married." My future wife at that time was with a brother, and the brother and sister they used to take away separately. So she was looking to get married. I didn't know what. I wasn't even 20 years. Tell you the truth, right 2 days after, I said, I'm going to the army. They were having a new army from former Polish soldiers. So I told them I was in the army before. I wasn't. So I'm going into the train and I'm sitting. All of a sudden, the director comes in. Oh, who is behind her? My wife.
Off the train.
So I looked at it, I turned around. They don't mean me.
He tried to get away
She
from
said,
her after 2 days.
Yes. So she said, that's him. What him? What did I do? Are you the husband of hers? I had to think. Believe me, it's a good thing I have a sense of humor. So I stayed. And whatever she said, I had to do because her brother had big muscles.
Und breit ist der Abgrund und tief wie Atom und saft in sich ein unser Blut wie ein Schwamm. Es zittert von dort und der Wehtux geweint, dort liegt die Komme und kräht mit die Zehen. Dort liegt die Verzweiflung, der Schrocken verbliebt, mit Lippen wie Keul beim Becher von Gift. Riboin euch noch wenig gelitten, wenn wirst du dem Abgrund der schrecklichen verschütten. Es werden in Abgrund, wo's Messer noch blitzt, mit Blut euch die reinste Ideen bespritzt. Dort brechen die Fliegel, die Adler, die Gräste, dort werden versteinert die Herzer, die Beste, Ribonische Leum. So sprotzt denn dein Leum in Feuer, in finstern blutigen Sturm. Dieser Kapsen amor gewesen, pflegt nur mit Gott sich kriegen. Wunder über Wunder hat mit ihm getroffen, wenn hat gesungen, hat so gesungen. Chiribim bam bam, chiribiri bam bam, chiribim bam bam, chiribiri bim bam, chiribim, chiribim bim bam bam, bam 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 bam. Hat von Nieden sich Wein gegossen, hat Sub noch Sub geschlungen. Wunder über Wunder hat mit ihm getroffen, wenn hat gesungen, hat so gesungen. Chiribim bam bam, chiribiri bam bam, chiribim bam bam, chiribiri bim bam, chiribim, chiribim, chiribim bim bam bam, bam bam bam. Singt der Ried und sie gibt sich Messikes, ist rasch vom Freit gesprungen. Wunder über Wunder hat mit ihm getroffen, wenn hat gesungen, hat so gesungen. Chiribim bam bam, chiribiri bam bam, chiribim bam bam, chiribiri bim bam, בין הבית לבין השדות. אל תראה כמה טוב יהיה בשנה הבאה. אל תראה כמה טוב יהיה בשנה ענבים אדומים יבשילו עד הערב ויוגשו צוננים לשולחן, ורוחות קדומים ייסעו אליהם הדרך, עיתונים ישנים וענן. אל תראה כמה טוב יהיה בשנה הבאה. אל תראה כמה טוב יהיה בשנה הבאה. לה 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 לה. אל תראה כמה טוב יהיה בשנה אלי, שלא ייגמר לעולם החול והים, וישרור של המים ורק השמיים, תפילת האדם החול והים, וישרור של המים ורק השמיים, תפילת האדם. Oh Lord my God, I pray that His things never end. The sand and the sea, the rush of the waters, the crash of the heaven, the prayer of the heart, the sand and the sea, the rush of the water, the crash of the heaven, the prayer of the heart. Kol bareva pnima, nefesh Yehudi amia, kol fateh midrat kadima, ein letzion. O Solomio in Russian,
Can you sing it?
and I sang it.
Can you do it now?
Как ярко светит солнце в час заката, лучами алыми мир заливая. Привет прощальный шлет нам покидая. Как ярко светит солнце в час заката. Я знаю, солнце
светлее все. О, дорогое солнышко мое, одно, о, дорогое, ты солнышко мое. Bravo. That was beautiful.
Met my brothers, and they started telling me what happened in the ghetto where they lived, what I found out in Lodz Ghetto. My father actually, rather, and my younger brother died of starvation in the ghetto. My father is named Gödel. He worked as an upholsterer because everybody usually worked whatever they did before the war for the Germans. And whatever they produced, they got food. They brought it into the ghetto. The ghetto was about with 200,000 people, and little by little they started sending away people by train, and letters came back. Oh, we have good jobs. They were told to write letters. They were going to get good jobs and everything. People were going voluntarily. My father died. My younger brother, Chaim, he died of starvation and also of tuberculosis. My grandmother died in 1943, the same year as my father. Lived in our house. By the way, everybody had to leave the midtown where we used to live and go into the ghetto, which was a few square miles, and every family got a room, one room. I found out about it from my brothers, what they told me. My mother was hidden with two little children. One was already about 4 to 5 years old, the youngest, which was born at the beginning of the war. And the other one was about 8, 9 years old. And she was hiding them out in the houses which were already empty. So my brothers, two brothers, my older brother and my younger brother, they worked at a train depot. They had friends in the police, and they told them which street was empty already. So they were hiding Mom. When there was no child in the ghetto anymore, Mom was still over there, and they were helping. The two brothers were helping her. All of a sudden, it was 1944. As I said, no child over there. My brother is unloading a train with food. He sees Mom. My older sister was about close to 19. Mom with the two kids being led by the police to the train. So he didn't wait on anything. He just left whatever he had to do over there and joined Mother with the kids to be with them. Maybe they need help. So as soon as they got together, right away Mengele came out, Dr. Mengele, the doctor of death, and made a right and left. My sister to the women, the older sister. My brother to the side with the men. Mom with the two kids into the showers where they were gassed. Horrible death. My brother Jack told me also, we found out later, that my the sister, Rose, was taken to Stutthof, to a ship. And as the Russians were approaching, they put the girls, there were 19,000 girls on that ship. And they wouldn't like to have, the Germans didn't want anybody to witness that they had taken the girl. They wanted to ship them to Sweden to keep them over there for work or whatever they wanted to use them for. And as the Russians approached too near, they put bombs, and most of the 19,000 girls died on the ship not far from the shore. There's a woman, a cousin, who was taken together with my sister, but she was in the upper deck. She jumped in and she swam, and she's still alive over here. That's why I knew about what happened to my sister.
You know the name of that ship?
No, I don't know the name because my brother, what I wanted to die, he died recently. I didn't know what. Jack was taken to Auschwitz with a number. He was in Auschwitz for a short time, a few months, and they shipped him to Buchenwald. In Buchenwald, where he was working, he saw a piece of bread, and he must have taken the piece of bread. They hung him by his feet and beat his teeth, that he had marks on his back that is the one who died. He never was able to speak to anybody in schools about what happened to Mom. He felt guilty. He should have gone, he said, over. As recently as about 2 months ago, I spoke to him. And he said he still feels guilty. He should have gone, when they took Mom to the showers, he should have gone with her. My life is not a life. That's what he said after so many years. Close to 50 years later, he still felt guilt. The same thing as I felt guilt, and I still feel guilt all my life for not staying with my parents. Why did I run away? And I keep on asking myself, why? Self-preservation? What did I want to accomplish? Why did I run and left my family? And I'll never forgive myself for it. Every time we got together, all we spoke is about family. One happened, one is blaming the other. They're blaming themselves. We all the years we lived with a feeling of guilt. Why didn't we stay with our parents? All right, father died of starvation, you couldn't help it. What with Mom? What is to use to live? What did they use to live?
Shimata טובים מזהר הרקיע מזהירים את נשמות את נשמות גלחינו בני ישראל אנשים נשים טוב שנטבחו ושנחנקו ושנזרקו ושנהגו בגני עדן דחי מנחתו עלה בלחכמים הסתירם בזבר כנפיך לעולמים וצרה בזרע החיים ולשמסך